My name is Brett Bannister. I'm Managing Director of sportshoes.com. We're a multi-channel retailer of sports shoes, sports clothing and sports equipment. And we like to think that we provide sports gear for sports people. The business Sports Shoes Unlimited was initially set up by my father in 1982. He set up a retail outlet in Bradford.
My name is Bruce Bannister. I started Sports Shoes Unlimited, as it was called then, in 1982. And it is now called sportshoes.com.
I think the benefits of transferring control to a family member is that there's a trust issue, and it's not that you don't trust anybody else, it's more that there is a trust that you're not going to disappear anywhere and that you're around for good. I think the other aspect is that there is a shared sort of belief and values in how the business should be run.
Well, the basic benefits of passing on control is trust.
The relevant experience I sought, and I think this is a very important point, is I worked for 10 years in industry external to this one. I worked in marketing, advertising, direct marketing and in new media, and that proved very relevant for the business here, which is, you know, we've got a very strong direct channel, which is mail order and the website. But I also think it's very important for anybody really that if they're going to come into a family business, they should have some relevant experience, so they're bringing something to the table and they've got some experience of industry outside of this one. They're not going to be a mini-me of the person who's already in charge. I made sure that I was involved in lots of the decision-making processes, probably for a year or two before we took over. Ultimately, there were 3 directors in the business, myself, my sister and my dad, and we shared a lot of the decision-making process anyway, so that did stand me in good stead. So although it wasn't formal, I was involved in a lot of the decisions being made, and that has proved invaluable really. The business took about a year, I think, to transfer control, I would say. Certainly from my sister to myself. She came in gradually less and less on a day-to-day basis. So I was constantly sort of seeking her advice and so forth during that time. I would say probably a year before both I felt that I was in control of the business, and also I think that until there was a general perception that I was. I think, you know, it can't always happen in a day, it's got to happen reasonably gradually. Establishing a slightly more formal forum for communication is very important because I think it gives, what we try and do, we have a sort of monthly board stroke finance meeting, and at that meeting there's the opportunity for me to sort of seek advice or, you know, try and get some guidance on anything that I might be you know, slightly struggling with. And equally, I think it's the opportunity for my sister and my father to voice any concerns they might have about you know, the direction the business might be taking or any decisions that are being made. It's really important to try and separate you know, the emotion of running the business from the business side of it, you know, as in a family sense, because ultimately it is a place of work. So although external to the business you might all fight, squabble, shout at each other, as lots of families do, when you're in the workplace you've got to take a breath, you've got to take a step back, because I think what can happen is that you can lower the tone of the business if you are all, you know, going at each other's throats. And I think you've got to remember this is a place of work. Other people are coming to work without that family involvement. I certainly feel that he's done a really good job in letting go, actually. And he's really sort of supported both his children with that. I'd like to think it's because he's confident that we can do an okay job, but I suspect that if you asked him the same question, he would say it was very difficult.
Passing over control of the business is exceptionally difficult because you're used to making all decisions, all major decisions, and that is borrowed or stolen or passed on, and that's the hardest thing, I think.
If I had one piece of advice for anybody who's thinking about going into the family business, I would say, you know, think long and hard about it, but do it, because it's a fabulous opportunity and it's a great opportunity for your life really, to work for yourself, to make your own decisions and to have control of your own destiny. What
surprised me most was that how well they've done. You know, I expected them to do well, don't misunderstand me. It's bright kids, but well, they're not kids anymore, but I did expect them to do well, but they have done better than I expected.